All right, another episode of Keep or Sell. You know what it is. I'm going to go through 10 random records that have just been sitting around here at Only Child Audio and see whether I'm going to keep them, use them, listen to them, sample them, make productions with them, or I'm going to sell, donate, give away, get rid of, otherwise dispose of records I just don't need because I don't have the space. So we're going to get right into it. I'll put some links to some of the music down in the comments. It's not exclusive sound to me. You can go and check it out on Spotify, do whatever you want with it. Let's get right into it. All right, y'all, so back in the spot here. About to get into these records. Got a pile here. This is 10. Again, name of the game is Keep or Sell. As always, leave some comments, subscribe, talk about the records that you dig from these sample digs. And also, I'll put some links down there too. Anything I can find on Spotify that I think is worth linking. Let's get into the first record. It is a record that a lot of people, if you collect records, have probably seen before. This is Dick Hyman. It's the Eclectics of Dick Hyman. It's a Moog record. Back in the days when Moog records were a thing. Maybe it's overrated. Or maybe it's dope. We'll see. Okay, so this one is a keep. I don't know, should I be surprised? I've actually heard some Moog records that are not that great. There's some stuff that was mass produced in the 70s just to celebrate the new technology of synthesis that are just noodling. But this is one of the best this is one of the best Moog records I've ever heard. It's in really good shape too. That's what I'm trying to kind of show off here. And the price on this is $1.99. And it's labeled VG on the label, which is crazy because this is definitely better than VG. So we're going to put this in the keep pile. So this record is called Sphinx. And it is Judas Iscariot, Simon Peter. So I see what they're doing there. The most disloyal with the most loyal of the apostles. Definitely not what I expected. Nah, I'm gonna sell this one. I fuck with some disco. The last video, which I'll put right there, we came across a record called Sun, Destination Sun. That was really quality disco. It was a little more on the funk side. This is like straight disco, which, it's Casablanca record, so it's gonna be disco. So I almost wasn't, it looks like a prog rock cover, but it's not that kind of record at all, as you can hear. But this isn't clean, like kick heavy, like bang the club disco. This is like commercialized, playing a department store disco of the era. So nah. Moving on here. This is Crazy World of Arthur Brown, Strangelands. So I do have a backstory for this record. This is a reprint. I actually saw Crazy World of Arthur Brown play live, or at least Arthur Brown and his current Crazy World play live before the pandemic, just before it, probably in like early 2019 or maybe late 2018 actually. And so I bought this basically from him. I got to take a picture with him. It was really cool. I could tell that story if anybody really wants to nerd out at some point. But that was a great time. Shout out to Mike A former coworker of mine, it was 2019 because I had already left that job, and he had hit me up because he knew that I was really into him and invited me to come through, and I bought a ticket and we hung out that night. And so shout out to Mike. I expect that I'll keep this. I expect that I'll like this. This is a reissue with splattered vinyl. It ended up just in my pile, and I wanted to kind of highlight it and play it. I love Arthur Brown's music. Journey is an amazing record. Technically, that's Arthur Brown's Kingdom Come, but you know what it is. He's a legend, and he's thankfully a living legend. So.
Now's the time to get on cool.
You know, you just sit around and chill and listen to this. It's interesting. This is a record that I wasn't familiar with until I bought the reissue. I went crazy. I went in. Like, I knew that I was never gonna have these records of his in front of me and never gonna have him in front of me again. So I just bought everything.
I woke every morning. So pretty.
You know, give you a little taste of Arthur Brown there, what he does. Obviously, I'm going to keep this record. He was a poet and an incredible voice and singer, and still is. His live performance was untouchable. Like, one of the best shows I'd ever seen. I forgot the venue I went to, but it was a venue that had really good sound. You could get up close and really top-notch stuff. Next, we go to Environments. This is disc 2, New Concepts in Stereo. So, Environments to diggers, this is not a new thing. These records are kind of around. There's a lot of different series of these. They usually are just nature recordings. And there was a time in my life where I thought that was really, really fucking cool. And I loved collecting nature recording records. And that is not the time that I live in right now because I need space. So this is a really cool ambient record. You know, obviously and this is the side that's nature recording. I feel like I've had several copies of this over the years. I mean, all this is cool for what it is, you know. But you know, like I said in the last video, it's like one of those things where, like, there was a time in my life where, like, those tones on the A side were, like, really valuable because I didn't own any synths, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's why you sample. That's what makes you a sampler, is you are able to take and sort of replicate, you know, when you don't have a room full of equipment. You could do it just from 2 turntables, a record, and a mixer and whatever production device you have. You can make anything with it. Like I said, I can reproduce what's on the front of this pretty easily. Not to disparage, like, who made this, but, you know, I can make that sound anyway. I can't make that composition. But I can make that sound pretty easily. And, you know, Nature Record's a Nature Record. So this is going to be sold. This one's a sell. Sell. And at Philly Hall, I had, like, a BBC soundtrack record, or scoring. This is the Radio Big Band playing the best of British. So much Britain, so much Englishness in that title, but this is BBC Presents. Think that I would want to keep this record just on the surface of it, but this shit is recorded so clean. It's really hard for me to give up a record like this. It's recorded so clean, and, like, you know, we were just talking about this one, and in terms of being able to reproduce sounds like what are on here, right? But this, you know, can I reproduce these sounds? No. I definitely cannot reproduce like the sound of a horn band recorded through like 1970s vintage equipment like this. You know, maybe there's a time where I could sit and kind of just chill and listen to this record too. I'm not a big band person, never have been. But there's something a little more swingy, a little more to it than sometimes you hear out of big band records that are made in the States. So I'm gonna keep this. I guess there's a reason I put it in a nice sleeve. I must have decided that this was a keeper a while ago, and I guess my opinion hasn't changed. So now we have a record from Kansas called Masque. Kansas is a pretty popular progressive rock band from the United States. Kansas is most known for like incredible mega hits. Carry On My Wayward Son. I forgot the other song. They have like two big hits, I mean. But anyway, Carry On is the biggest song that they have. So this is the thing that I'm going to do on this one that I didn't do in the last couple of hauls. It's like, I mean, this is not a trick that is unique to me in any way, but sometimes you hear shit and you just want to hear it slow. You know, what is it like at 86 at the tempo where I'm going to make some hip hop with it? You know, it gives you a little bit of a different vibe. Hold on, man. Yo. So I've had this for a while because I've sampled that. I don't even remember what song that was. I think I remember. That's the song I think it is that I made. That was a long time ago. So this record's been here for a minute. Man, I fucking racked that shit up without even touching it too. Like on a big band like Kansas. Not good. Not what I usually do. Usually if it's a bigger band that I'm sampling them or a bigger name, like I'll chop it even more. But there are exceptions to that rule. So, you know, is it a record that I love? Like, not really. It's a weird call because I have sampled it, and if anybody wants to even let me know in the comments like what I use that for, if you really know the uncommon stuff, I definitely did use that on something that's out. I just don't remember. I'll probably remember at some point, but it's one of those things. Like, do I keep it just because I sampled something that I released on it? Probably not. Do I really need this record? Probably not. So I think I'm gonna put this in a sell pile because I probably won't sample it again. And you know, look, at the end of the day, like, I and anybody else can make something dope off of any record here. You know, like, this is not music that I particularly want to sit and listen to, but I made something off of it, and I remember it being pretty dope. I just can't remember what the fuck it was. But you can make something off of anything, you know? Got this at Everything Goes. This is actually my neighborhood thrift shop. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to sell it. You know, we're going at a impressive pace here. We're 6 records through the 10, and it's 3-3. Keep and sell. So, all right. So let me show this record. This is pretty crazy looking. This is a children's record, which sometimes have the best stuff on it, but a children's record right there. The Witch Who Stole Toyland. I mean, what a cool piece of vinyl that is. That artwork is so sick. But is the record good? I don't know.
A witch once wanted power. Her ambition wasn't nice. You can't try to steal Toyland without paying a price. The witch tried to spoil Christmas by shrinking Toyland's size until she could control it, but she got a big surprise.
Yeah, I mean, this is a weird-ass record to have in your house.
Good. Worst
On those
the last time.
Aggie. Especially vocals the whole way through. So, you know, I mean, I'm gonna sell this record. I know it's kind of sad because this cover is so dope. Alright, I don't know what this is. This says New Music Seminar Capitol Records. So I guess this is a sampler record. Well, that's fucking cool.
The search for truth.
Lucy took her shoes and
Yeah, I mean, this is a keeper just because of the drums on here. Some cool 80s sounds on here. Again, these are sounds I can't reproduce, so that's why it's a keep. This is such a strange album cover here. But this is the Sherbs, The Skill. I don't quite know what to expect from this record. I assume something 80s? Yeah, no, nah, this is gonna be a sell. You know, is this a rhythm roulette? No, I don't have to make something off of this, so I'm just gonna sell it. So that's a sold. So we are at, it looks like we're at 5 sold and 4 keep. Really? Wow. Last time it was 7 keep and 3 sell. This record is a solo record from Greg Lake. Okay, Greg Lake. From Emerson, Lake and Palmer, for those that are not progressive rock nerds like me. The Barracuda. Yeah, nah, I mean, I hate to say it, because obviously I'm a fan of Greg Lake, but this is not my speed. It's not worth anything, but I'm not going to keep it. I feel like a lot of the records that I have to look up some of these. That'd be a video in and of itself, is finding out the harsh reality of how worthless all these records I plan on selling are. It's probably gonna end up at the Salvation Army, but again, it's something that somebody else maybe would enjoy, but is not for me and not really useful for what I do with records. So yeah, let's recap. I guess this time we have less keeps and sells. Started off with 2 heavy hitters in terms of keeps, because we got this really incredible Moog record from Dick Hyman, and we got this dope repress from Arthur Brown, and we got some wonky records that I'm gonna hold on to. This cool BBC record that has all this like dope brass and percussion, and this Capitol Records sampler with some great 80s drums on it. And then in terms of selling, man, big pile of records that we're gonna sell or donate or whatever. Some from some pretty heavy hitters in the business, like Greg Lake and Kansas, and then some other records like from this cool looking children's record. I should just like hang this on the wall or something. That's fucking dope. And then Environments record, very cool little digger record, and this weird ass disco record with religious undertones. So yeah, we made some progress today, making more space. If you like these kinds of shows, leave a comment. Talk about what records you were feeling from this particular episode of Keep or Sell. I'll be back with another one in a week or so. And stay well. Subscribe. Hit that like. Check out Uncommon Records, all the music that we put out, uncommonnasa.com, uncommonrecords.bandcamp.com. Peace, y'all.